Hello everyone, welcome back to Book of Hours. So we played this after it was first released, and since then there have been quite a number of quality of life updates, and I feel like I'm in the mood for just another playthrough of the game. So let's go ahead and begin a new game. There's been no librarian at Hush House since the fire, 7 years now. Suitable candidates are very difficult to find, but perhaps we have found one in you. Oh, it disappeared. The cold comes first. Thunder growling, waves pounding, and finally me, sprawled on the sodden sand of the beach. There's something in my hand. And we start with health, half drowned, a memory of the storm, and a drowned book. Alright, and we know we're alive approximately. We're soaked, I'm freezing. As far as I can tell, I'm still alive. I still have some health. Don't lose it. You need it if you want to be alive. What else do you have? Your single remaining possession is in a belong slot at the top. What if I consider the storm? I can't get my thoughts straight, but there's something in my hand. Your single remaining possession is in a belong slot. Yep. I'm going to take this a little slowly. I'm just enjoying the playthrough. And I think that I'm going to try to read more of the stuff. I kind of got tired of it my first playthrough. We'll pay more attention this time. The main thing I learned about this game is that there is not a lot of time pressure. You can just enjoy it at your own rate. Perhaps this book can help me put the pieces together. There was a storm. It smashed the ship like an egg, but I seized this book as the sea seized me. Then the sea brought me here to Brandkrug. What about if I put health there? The book's in bad shape and I'm in not much better. We're both in need of a warm, dry, safe place. Alright. And Brandkrug is where I wanted to be. But it's hard to remember why. What else did I lose in the storm? So we have a memory of Kor, a memory of Fet, and a memory of Shopt. What do I have left to work with? Can I do this again? I can. Okay, so what if I just examine each of these individually? No. Okay, so I have to do it with the book. Kor. Kor is exuberance, instinct, rhythm. Fet is the part of us which dreams. Shopt is eloquence and understanding. I like the idea of Shopt. Let's go Shopt this time. The human soul has 9 parts. Eloquence and understanding rise from that part of the soul we call Shopt. Is my Shopt strong? Recover this. The other 2 possibilities will be lost to the sea. For now. This is the coast where Brandkrug Isle lies. My sources briefed me thoroughly about the place, and I know there's no way I can cross the isle in these seas. I'll need to find shelter for the night. So we gain a Shopt, a memory of Metal, a memory of Faust, a memory of Areb, and a memory of Whist. So can I look at my... Okay. This element of my soul is strong. What else? Choose another memory and recover another element of the soul. And I can't do this yet. I have to do it with the book. No, the music isn't playing. Play. What should we go with? Metal is the capacity for choice. Faust is sight, perception, inspiration. Areb is pride, compassion. And Whist is the name, the memory. I think this is just which house you end up with, which friend. So we're already getting from our Shopt a bit of Knock and Forge. Metal would give me more Forge. I think Faust would give me both Knock and Lantern. I'll go with that one. Faust is the light within. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not feeling that. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Perhaps here I'll find safety from what follows me. But what was that exactly? First things first, I remember there's someone in the village who will give me sanctuary, if I can get there. So Faust is Lantern Sky. Okay, never mind. And we have our old friend's address, the rector, Reverend Timothy. And nothing can happen right now. I'm just waiting for my shelter, my talk verb to finish. Brankrug village must be nearby, but it's hard going. Dragging my soaked body across the soaked sand in the teeth of this wind. Which way? A memory of fear. So, I can cry for help. No, that's it. All I can do is cry for help. At last, I see the light of a hurricane lamp bobbing in the dark. As it approaches, a face glimmers above the lamp. We met a fisherman. A fisherman from Brankrug village. He can guide me up the cliff path, if you trust me. We'll talk to him. Come no closer, what's thy business? And we'll tell him about our old friend. I'll take you by the cliffs then. This gentleman is no longer skeptical. Use him to unlock Brankrug village. Oh, wow, that's very live. I think I need to change that. The scrolling. Let's turn it down a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. Might need to adjust it still. Alright. Brankrug village. Sanctuary in the storm. I'll need help to climb the cliffs in the dark, and the locals are suspicious of outsiders. Alright, now we are in Brankrug proper. We have Mr. and Mrs. Kill, which is locked. The Sweet Bones. The Smithy. The Post Office. And the Rectory, which is our old friend. The door opens a few cautious inches. Who's there, I say? Who's there? And I can request shelter for my poor, half-drowned health. The Reverend staggers back as if he'd received a blow, and he's bombarding me with terrified, delighted questions before I'm even through the door. Reverend Timothy flutters fussily, while Terence, the housekeeper, busies herself with practicalities. She shows me to a warm room at the top of the house, where a fire is already made up. Can I make that text a little bigger? Let me just see. Font size. Can we increase it to 22? That didn't seem to change anything. 25? I'm not sure it's changing anything. Maybe it'll change when I generate new text. Oh well. Let's keep going. So we are having a restful night. Reverend Timothy is touchingly excited to meet his correspondent in person. I'm too exhausted to hold up my end of the conversation, and Terence is not a talkative woman, but the Reverend can talk for 3. At last, however, he suddenly realized how exhausted I am, and lets me sleep. So now we have a memory of foresight. Alright, so I think probably the first thing we should do is get into our book. I should dry this book out before trying to read it. Can you help me with that? No. I can use a Faust, though. And I will ask about my book. Reverend Timothy is not a man to miss an opportunity for conversation, so the whole business takes longer than it might, but he's anxious to help. The stone-studded book. Amber? I feel I should know. Amber. Okay. Can I actually read my book? No, I need one of my soul pieces that are already consumed. Needs nectar or scale. Scale will be health. I should be able to read that with health. Oh no, I can't have scale. My bad. This is essential. This is forbidden. So I can't have scale or nectar. So it's any other thing that's not a health. Okay. So to get across the bridge, we would need a forge, a lantern, or a sky, but we need it in a person. And I don't think we can get in our person at the moment. We can't get him to help us. What can I do with my remaining health? This is still locked. No, I can do this. So, the librarian, yes, I have something for you. Wait here, please. The postmistress returns with an envelope addressed to the librarian, Hush House, Brankrug Isle, postmarked in Wales a week ago. A letter to the librarian. And a 10-shilling note. We have some money now. So this is still locked, but I can open it if I have a medal, a core, or a shop. So my shop comes back up. Or money. A wary welcome at the end. And we broke that into a bunch of other funds. And a memory of solace. This keeps going into silence. There we go. And what do we get for that? We just have the ability to go in and talk. So now I can go in and get my shop replenished. By putting in some money. And that will refresh my shop. Da, 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 da. And there's nothing else I can be doing now, I don't think. Okay. And what did I need to get our books done again? Was that a shop? Yes. So I can learn about my journal. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and replenish our Faust. My journal, I'm sure of it. The storm scattered my thoughts, but each page I turn is familiar. I begin to recall why I came here, and the 2 lives I have lived. More about your origin, your aspirations, and your aspirations in the journal. You can now also access the Tree of Wisdom from the top of the screen. So this is an amber-flecked journal. I am the twice-born librarian of Hush House, and this is the journal in which I keep my remaining memories. The twice-born's third choice might be life as the librarian, or it might be something more radical. But you can complete the game by recording any history. You might wish to begin your studies with the Illumination Wisdom. Okay? So it's a lantern mystery. I remember I once walked the House of the Sun as a bodiless immortal, but there was a matter that could only be resolved if I returned to flesh. Now if I go back to the House of the Sun, I will be hunted and punished. If I stay in flesh, I will be hunted and devoured. I need a third choice. To remain at the Hush House as librarian would be one such choice, but there might be something more. Okay. And we got another Faust. So let's immediately go ahead and try to consider that with the Faust. Da-da. And we got our Faust back. Why don't we see if we can get our Rector friend to help us out a little bit? So we have Rector's assistance. He could unlock other people, but for now I want him to unlock the bridge. Every so often someone builds a bridge to the Isle. Each bridge lasts 100 years, or 200, and the sea disposes of it. This was built in the 1890s, and that makes it the newest bridge. That doesn't mean it's new. And should we go ahead and get our shop going again? Alright. I can master this mystery. Enough lantern to match mystery lantern. Yep. We've unlocked the bridge. To unlock the gate, I need either forge or heart or knock, which I probably can get from this dude again once I get another Faust. Is there a way to change that, the audio, so that it just plays forever? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be. We'll just keep an eye on this. So that's our shopped. Can I use shopped here? Yes, that will get him to join me. I've mastered this and gathered the lessons. What did it say? It doesn't say anything. Lesson on glaziering and lightsmithing, and lesson on oral contemplations. Auroral contemplations. So let's get that one first. And while we're doing this, let's place our book. And that will unlock a tryst. The change and the longing, one of the 9 parts of the human soul. It's Moon Moth. Okay, the rector is Knock, so we can use him to get into the house. We also have this tryst that we should do something with before the end of the day. Can I tryst? I can do fortune telling, get a little bit of money. Night has fallen. So we gained the glaziering and lightsmithing skill. Oh my god, that's loud. My apologies, someone was driving very loud down the road nearby. Break a window, what have you made? A way? A new light? A weapon? It's lantern sky, and it's useful for chandlery, which that will make candles. It is illumination. They were telling me to go illumination. We should also get this auroral contemplations. And can we just immediately place this? Yes. So they were saying illumination was the right way to start. That's ithistry. This is illumination. That would give me a medal. Medal is will and self-discipline. Light reveals, light blinds. This is the lesson of the white flower of the watchman's tree. Even the most dangerous of knowledge is no danger at all when it's forgotten. Okay, here's this one. It is Edge Lantern. It's also illumination, but Nyctodromy also. I think we'll just go ahead and raise that to level 2 right away, if we can. So let's put a lesson in. And we can use our metal, because it's got edge. And we need a memory. We can use the foresight. Alright. Too late to really do anything with our health, but that's okay. We got 2 pence back. Alright, we can go ahead and get this started. We can start just doing manual labor. Make some money for tomorrow. Memories fade, assistants depart, but the soul is refreshed. The skill is now level 2. In theory, we could raise it to level 3 if we wanted to. But, that might be a bit of a challenge. Instead, let's just go ahead and put this into our soul. This will give me yet a 3rd Faust. Wow. Yesterday's light determined the colors of tomorrow, and we all began in light. And Auroral Contemplations immediately begins to know what will pass in what has passed. The practitioners of this discipline see endings and beginnings, passages and transitions, in the same mode as dawn and sunset. Okay. So now we have access to this house. Immediately we have the Hush House key. We can use that to get into Hush House itself. Let's just go ahead and get that going. The walls of the house tower above me. I have been told it was abandoned after a fire, but there's no sign of any such thing. The building will no doubt need restoration, but it's in better shape than I'd feared. Books are the memory that does not die, reads the inscription. Alright, the room we unlocked is the Keeper's Lodge. For 500 years, in the times we call baronial, curia, nocturnal, there was always a keeper to watch the ways. Weed the gardens, mend the roof when the sun was shining. There's no keeper now, but the lodge's roof still weathers the storms of Brandkrug Bay. And it's got a bunch of stuff in it, and I'm going to throw a lot of it out. So immediately, can we just get some of this junk out of here? The plants, the laundry, this plant, the candle, the tea, and the coffee, the bread. This is different. I don't think I've seen this before. This bread is different. It's a side dish. Yeah, this is new. So it's a new thing. First course. Generally eaten as a light snack or before a main course. So they've expanded sustenance to have like courses and stuff. Interesting. We'll have to deal with that at some point. The chair can stay. I just want to get the movable stuff out. We also have several books that we want to look at. Let's go ahead and start contemplating them. So this is a uncatalogued book from the Curia era. And let's get our friend out, if we can. Speak with Reverend Timothy. And when we unlock this, we'll see what we want to do with him. We might want to unlock another door further in, if possible. In the meantime, we can just talk to him about random stuff, and he will give me a memory. Reverend Timothy is always, always happy to chat. And he will use candles if we need be. We do have this candle that gives him I could give him 2 forged and 1 rose. We also have several. Oh, this is intoxicating. So there's clearly some sort of a meal system that I haven't figured out. That's new since I played. So this is the Radical Measure. The original Radical Measures was a manifesto for experimental poetry with occult properties, written in the 19th century by Dr. Aaron Peel. The original is notoriously incoherent. Much later, Christopher Alopoli took on the task of editing and glossing it. He's taken some liberties, but the updated version is generally well regarded. Subject Preliminal Meter. What is that? I don't know this. This is something new. It requires rose. I'm curious about this. I mean, I didn't realize the game had changed. I thought it had quality of life stuff, but I didn't know it had so much like actual content added. So books now have subjects. Food now has courses. We'll see how this works out. Either way, that's a book we're not going to get to in some time. It's 12 rows is going to be a bit out of our league. We do have these 2 already. This is 4 knock. We have 2 knock already from Shopped. The rain gives us Grail and Nectar. So, yeah. Do we have any furniture that's... Okay, the mirror is 1 more Shopped. Or 1 more knock. But we're still a little bit of a ways from getting 4. This requires 6 sky, and we can't do that. And this subject is sights and sensations. Oh, so, okay, wait a minute. I get it. So the book tells you, the book is going to tell you the skill that comes out of it. That's convenient. That's good to know. So this is, Preliminal Meter is a skill. So that's going to be able to tell you whether it's going to give you something new or whether it's just going to give you a memory or a lesson, which is not a bad thing. Lessons are good. That's good to know. Let's get these other 2 books read. Or wait, no. Let's let this room open first so we know which one of these to use. All right. So new room. Back in the 11th century, Brian of Brittany built the tower and its gate to protect St. Brandon's Abbey, as Hush House was then known. Later, the Barons de Wolf strengthened the gate against their many enemies. It's a long time now since Hush House was any kind of fortress, and by the time the scholars of the Curia took possession, this place had long been a comfortable waiting room for visitors to the house, too minor to merit immediate attention. So again, we have some plants. We got a bust that we'll leave there, and some furniture that's not very helpful. So our next rooms are this one, which needs 2 lantern or 2 forge. Or this one, which needs 2 lantern. Okay, so 2 lantern seems like a helpful thing, and he already has that, so we don't need to help him. He gave me a memory of hindsight, which is not immediately useful. But we can immediately use him to unlock this room. And I'm going to go ahead and get another copy of him. I'll use a shop to do it. We finished our manual labor. I'm going to examine these 2 books now. Oops. So these 2 books we want to look at, and we'll use our Tristan Faust for it. And should we be restoring a skill? I guess we should. Here, go ahead and restore our health. Here's our Rector's assistants again. Now we can talk to him while we're waiting for the other one to finish. And he'll give us another memory. Scrolling around still a little fast. I'm not sure I like that. So, the Journal of Walter de Wolf. Walter de Wolf, 3rd Baron Brandkrug, was grandson of Thomas, son of the disgraced Giles, who eloped with Pale Heffrend. The de Wolf line might have ended there if the Seneschal Ernestine, by then over 80, had not managed to reconcile Thomas with a dying Giles. So this is going to teach me door and wall. It needs 6 forge. Okay. Here, just a moment. Sorry. My apologies. I was called away briefly. Let's continue. Alright, we have a new room. The notorious Eva de Wolf, first and last Baroness, liked this room because this side of the house carried fewest memories of her poor father, Valentine, so she could eavesdrop on the conversations of visitors waiting below, or just maybe because of how the pale light slanted through the windows in the last days of winter. Okay, I remember that we do need to know the entire line of the de Wolfs and the Barons and all that. Let's go ahead and start taking some notes. So let's go, a new note. This will be the lineage. So we learned from this that Eva is the first Baroness, and that her father was Valentine. Okay, did we have anyone else? So I don't think so. It'll keep mentioning them as we go. Okay, so we got a phonograph record called A Tower Rises that's going to have preliminal meter in it also. That's going to take a long time to get. So this new room we have has Walter de Wolf and a bust of Walter de Wolf. It's got some paper. It's got some ink. We have a mirror scope, which is a tool with one lantern. We have Baron Silences. So Thomas de Wolf is Baron Silence. We should record that probably. I don't know his timeline, but Thomas is Silence. And that gives me one sky. We also have some ink and a whole bunch of books to add. First thing we should do is return our letter. Or I guess I should read it first. Read a letter. St. Romans Trust wishes to congratulate me on my appointment as librarian of Hush House. The trust assures me that it will provide the promised stipend each spring. It reminds me that its resources are limited, and suggests I seek local assistance in restoring the premises. Let us know when you're all set up and ready to receive visitors. It's signed simply, the trustees. Now, it makes it sound like there's going to be a problem if we try to get visitors before we're ready. But it doesn't matter. They just go away. So it's not an issue. We'll go ahead and reply. And I need a soul piece for that, so never mind. Okay. Director is ready to go. By the way, the next room up here requires 2 sky. Yeah. 2 sky or 2 grail. We have 2 grail. We could get in there. Let's do that, actually. So we can give him the rain. And I'll give him 2 grail. Even though that's not really his nature. But the rain's going to disappear after today anyway, so we might as well use it. Alright, we restored our health. And I wanted to finish writing this letter. I can't use health. Okay, fair enough. We'll use our health to do manual labor here. Alright, so now he has 2 grail, so we can send him up here to unlock this room. The ceiling bows worryingly under a damp patch. There must be a leak in the observatory. The sun above knows what state it's in. I should seek help and enter carefully. And that's probably the last thing we're going to be able to do today. Or I guess we could restore something else again. Sure, let's restore a medal. No, I don't want assistance from a miner. There. Alright, we have a new room. Thomas de Wolf, 2nd Baron, who they call Baron Silence. Okay, so he is 2nd. He built it in 1576. By happy coincidence, just in time to observe the passage of the Great Comet in 1577. We have a few more books to read, and this telescope, which says to use forge, moon, rose, or sky in it. It also has an evolution of Horamakastry. Which skills I can put this one in, the glaziering, because it's got sky. But right now, nothing else I can really do. This would go in, but it's not helping me at all. Alright. So let's use our medal to read one of these books. Or no, to reply to this letter. A pragmatic reply to St. Romans Trust. The journey was not straightforward, but here I am. Hush House is empty and peaceful. Nothing walks these halls. Something once did, 7 years ago. The fire must have purged it. 7 years ago. Okay. Why was it saying power? I hovered over something and it brought up powers. Ah, where did I get that? Probably from something over here. Fundamental categories of power recognized by scholars of the invisible arts. Find these in soul cards, skills, memories, items. Use them to succeed in studying and crafting challenges. Ah, I see. Forms, expertise, challenges, powers. That's what this is. So it's talking about the different arcana. All right. A reply to the trust. And we'll just send that off from the post office. And you need a penny postage. The postmistress examines the letter and deems it sufficient. It'll go with the next post, she assures me. Now I can expect visitors, correspondence, and a stipend from the trust every spring. Okay. I think we just have to wait until we get our soul back tomorrow. Today I have a mighty gale. It's a heart, a sky. So in terms of sky, I've got 1 sky. The gale has 3 sky. Glacier has 1 sky. So we're sitting at 5 sky. We did have a book that needed 6, I believe. And we have a tool. So we can open up a 6 book. Why don't we plan on doing that if we can? Yeah, this one. Traveling at Night 2. Do we have a bookshelf that can take it? Probably not. Not everything we need. Let's see what we can put in there. Yeah, I can't put the gale in there. Can I just explore it on myself? But then I can't use the tool. We can still give it a try. And then we have a chance to add another thing in. We're at 5 of 6. Let's give it a try. Alright, in the meantime, let's do some more. Let's get our friend out again. And we'll give him a chat. Okay, he gave me a memory of revelation. Bunch of lantern. And we can use him to get into the next door, right? We can't go up. We need to... These don't let us go left. We'll just have him open the door to the garden. Alright, how did this go? So we have 3 extra chances of getting that 1 extra sky. We can add in our soul element. That will do it, adding a Faust. We can add... We'll get a random one. I don't know which ones these are. And we can potentially get some art. Do we have any sky arts? We don't have to use up our Faust. Yeah, that's wall art. Okay. So I don't think we need to use our soul piece for that. I hope so. Hope it works. We could get this very easily by spending a Faust, but I want to see if we can avoid having to use up the Faust. Okay, now the wall art. Just add that in. Now it brings us up to 6, and that'll work. Perfect. There's still a chance. I've mastered this. There is an extensive discussion of the comparisons between Alopolis' own dreams and those of the Emperor Elagabalus, who Alopoli regarded as a dupe or avatar of the sun in rags. The white is west of the world, and winter does not wait forever. Elagabalus found his way to the White Door, at last, thankfully. Speech can't pass the White Door, and honestly, Elagabalus never had anything very interesting to say. I tried to follow in his footsteps, but I never learned enough of the White. I suppose I'm thankful for that too. But here's what I do know. As above, so below is the thing we just wrote, or the wall item we just used. So this is a red book, a consumed book that should give me sights and sensations, right? Memory of Solace. And sights and sensations. Now, I want to record that gave me a memory of solace. Unless this is doing it now. Does it? Because what I really want is once you have read it once, it'll in some way tell you. And I don't think it will. No. Okay. So we need to record this information. And it's not going to be in a nice way yet. Because we need to unlock more room. But I can put this here. And I can specify that this is a solace. Which is 2 heart, 1 sky. So solace, 2 heart, 1 sky. And now we have a little marker that says the bookshelf is where we put things with 2 heart, 1 sky. Now, whenever we read that book, we can get a solace out of it again, over and over again. So if we ever need more heart or sky, we can remember this one. This sights and sensations. It's a sky winter memory. Let's go ahead and learn it. Okay, in the meantime, we should probably let's unlock some more books. So we have a whole bunch of books waiting for us to unlock. Alright, we unlocked this area. The sisters and brothers of the Abbey built these gardens in the 13th century, at the height of the period we now call Solar Gothic. Walk here for a while and breathe the peace they left. And it has some gardens that we could use some health and a skill I don't have to to harvest some herbs. So we can go south if we have 4 edge or 4 nectar. North if we have more lantern or winter. West if we have a bunch of knock or rose. Now we do have a 2 lantern memory. So if we get our friend back out again, he'll be able to help us get further west. So I'm going to talk to my friend about Revelation. That will increase his lantern aspect to 4. Alright, we have got the Sights and Sensations skill. And that one can't be improved by this, right? No, because it's Edge Lantern. Let's go ahead and put it on the tree, though. So we can either put it under Hushery or Nyctodromy. What will we get? So this would give me a Whist. This would get me a Fet. What does it have itself? It's got Winter on it. I think a Whist has Winter, right? So that would mean that it'd be easier to get them both in the same tool, because they both have Winter in common. Whereas a Fet, I think, is Moth. It's Moth Rose. This does not have any Moth Rose. So we're going to go with this. We'll assign it to Hushery. And get a Whist. Lantern, Winter. Alright, we cataloged the book. So this is the Carbonic Schism. The Order of Obliviots on the brink of schism assembles in a Bounds house, identified only as Carbonek, after the Fisher King's Castle of Legend. There, the No and the Long of the Order debate their long policy of non-involvement in matters of feather and scale. So this is going to be, it's written in Savazine, so we can't read it yet. It's going to teach us about Sacra Limii. Okay. I'm just going to put it over here. We'll catalog these books better in time. It needs moth. It also needs the language, though. And that's the bigger hindrance. So let's spend a health. No, I can't spend a health. I'll spend a whist. Catalog another book. And I can do yet another one right here. With a medal. Alright. Our rector friend is now up to 4. So he's able to open this door. This way needed keys, which we could do if we gave him a shop, I think. Yeah, so tomorrow maybe we'll send him this way. But for now, let's open this door. The long tower looks like it's been abandoned much longer than 7 years. In the nocturnal period, the inhabitants probably spent most of their time on the seaward side of the isle. I'll need to help restore the room above. Another categorization. Opus Magnum Carabellum. Or Caruleum. Ambrose Westcott used to render the title of this venerable and anonymous work mockingly as the Big Blue Business. A kinder translation would be the Great Work in Azure. It needs 14 lantern, and it's going to teach me pyroglyphics. But not anytime soon, because 14 lantern is beyond our capacity. This is on Resonance. Experiments in Ithistry by the Skysmith, Everett Vincent. Will teach me teach me bells and braziers. Or braziers. And it needs 6 sky, which we can do. That's achievable. We relied on having a we had a 3 memory of it. But with just the Solace, right, which is 1 sky, and we have a Faust that gives me 2 skies, and we have 4 from there, and then 1 more here. So it would be a chance again. We would need to be able to add something. It would be chancy, and I would want a desk because we want to use the tool. Let's just let that go for now. We won't open it. Let's open more books. So I'll spend my Faust categorizing this. And why don't we go ahead and spend our health doing more manual labor. We found the Rose of Wasney, the heretical teaching of a disgraced offshoot of the Sisterhood of the Knot, that arcane contemplative order that existed in all histories. This was recorded by Wasney. It teaches auroral contemplations, which I already have. It needs 8 lantern. And it's written in Greek, which I already speak. So 8 lantern. We have 3 lantern from this. We have 2 from a Faust. So we're at 5. And then we could maybe get another 2 from our memory. Like we had contemplations when we talked to our rector friend. So that would get us up to 7, but not something we can do today. Long Tower Solomon Study. In 1818, the Very Reverend Solomon Husher became the 3rd librarian. Worth noting. Solomon Husher, 3rd lib. He took room in the Long Tower as his quarters. Husher's tastes were Spartan, although the curator liked a little more luxury. No one ever quite dared to redecorate the place. Okay, and it's got some paper. Oh. That we'll throw away. Got Whispering Sand. We'll throw that over here. We have some more ink, Perinculate, which can add edge and scale. We'll probably use that to open up something that's like way ahead of us. This desk does allow for sky and lanterns. This will be a good desk to open books on. We have Solomon Husher's bust right there. And some candles, which we'll throw away. And that's it. Solomon Husher himself commissioned this from Lockwood Fen Bogyew, blackened and half fossilized by centuries underwater. At this desk, he wrote his doomy allegory of winter and its romance with the sun. When he blotted the last word on his manuscript and rose from his work, the timber had turned pale as fresh-cut maple. Or so the story goes. What was the story about this? Just a magnificent desk commissioned for Lady DeWolf, who was the last of the DeWolfs. So there's no more DeWolfs after Eva. And we're out of souls, so we can't really do much at the moment. But let's wait for tomorrow. I guess we could restore something and then get it done, but that's fine. We just wait for tomorrow. Like I said, there's no rush. Let's go ahead and get our health going immediately. Alright. So we have this other room up here, which needs 4 lantern again, which we can do by giving our friend a Faust. And we can send him this way by giving him a Shopt. Probably I should head this way. We'll come back and get this later. So let's go and get our friend out, the Rector. And what else should we be doing? We have some more books we could unlock. We also had this one which we were looking at. Let's see what the weather is today. So it's a cloudy day, mothy moon day. So not going to help us all at all there. So if we were to try to open this 6 sky, we have a Faust, we have the Sights and Sensations. This is something new, that this shows all the craftables you can make about with this. Let's see if we can add anything. I can't. Because I don't have it. We're not at 5. But we do have, we can get up to 4 pretty easily. We would need a memory with at least 1 sky. Ideally 2. What was this? This was 1 sky. So we can go ahead and read this. Let's do that. With a tryst. And that will give us a solace. Here's our Rector friend. Let's talk to him about our Shopt. And that will raise his knock score to 3. What else should we be doing while we're waiting? Reading some more books, perhaps? Yep. And we can read a book here. Or categorize a book. Catalog a book. Kione at Abydos? Or maybe it's Keone? I don't know how to pronounce it. A play dealing with the 9-year sojourn of a snow goddess in the Thracian city of Abydos by Apollo Fireweaver. Published in 1892, purportedly from an older Greek text. Will teach me snow stories. Needs 6 winter. And that seems not immediately achievable. Once we have better shelving, we'll categorize things better. Alright. Wrapped in the King, detailed accounts of secret bacchanals and ecstatic dances observed in necropolises and graveyards in southern Europe, in Egypt, and in Anatolia. The author is a self-confessed ghoul, an eater of buried flesh. He claims to have witnessed the dances while at his feasting, and this book is infected with keeper skin. So if we were to happen to use Ereb or Kor, it would have corrupted it. The book itself needs heart, which would be a Kori thing to use. So let's find a special spot for this book. Like, here, we'll put it on the shelf right here. Our rector friend now has the requisite ability to get into this area. I've reached the threshold of the house proper. The librarians of the Curia were scholars of note, and some were potent adepts. From here I should proceed carefully, observing proper forms, making the appropriate offerings. The villagers and other locals know the ways of the earth and sea hereabouts. Their assistance will be invaluable. Okay. And we were waiting for a solace. Right, let's get that first. There we go. Go ahead and restore. And we opened this. The entrance hall, the beginning of the house proper. The Curia used to issue gloves and slippers of soft leather to protect the books and premises. Visitors were often asked to remove their shoes, pause a moment, and listen to the histories. So we have a picture of Valentine de Wolf, who is the 6th Baron. So now we have his number. 6th Baron. So she is 7th. 7th de Wolf. And she was the last of the de Wolfs too. In the sky he saw his friends, and the inscription reads. This is Hendrik de Wolf, the 1st Baron. So I'm doing these kind of backwards. I'll put this at the end. So 2nd. Hendrik. 1st. So we're building, a timeline. Lady de Breos? I don't know how to pronounce that. Lady Rowena. Sister. Abbot Geoffrey. It was Abbot Geoffrey who gave Natin of Regensburg sanctuary here and decreed the building of the Barber's Tower where Natin and his family could dwell. In 15th century England, only a determined and well-respected abbot could have persuaded the brothers to shelter a Jewish physician. We have a bit of yew wood that we'll throw out into the middle of the area. Abbot Thomas. Thomas was one of the first abbots here, just before the beginning of the Solar Gothic period. This bust is much more recent, a 19th century bronze. An inscription reads, Speech, the first sword. Huh. Saint Malenki? Something like that. Visionary, philosopher, alchemist, most revered and most heterodox of the Isles abbesses. An inscription in Latin reads, The cross died not, but passed within. And a whole bunch of other random stuff in here. Let's throw this out here. And new perimeter houses. So we've got something that needs Grail and Lantern to go south. Heart and Lantern to go north. And, ore. These are all ores, not ands. Edge, Heart, Moon, Winter. I don't think we have a good way of getting any of those of our friend. So we'll have to end up unlocking other people. Were we going to try to do this? I was going to try to do that. So yeah, let's just not burn our Faust yet. So this gives me a memory. Excuse me. So we're going to put the On Resonance book in here. We'll use our memory, our first Faust, the Astrolabe, and the Sight and Sensation skill. That gets us up to 5, and it does tell us we could instead create an Awakened Feather. But I think instead we'll go ahead and try to open the book. We'll need to get a lucky, like we'll need to have the opportunity to place another thing in there. But if it is a soul piece, we do have another sky sitting outside in this Faust. We'll see what it wants. Not home, but home. Oh, I need to actually look at it. My bad. Oh, good. We just barely got to it. So, things. We can give it a thing, or we can give it an epiphany, which will just give it some random things. So, do we have any things about that have a bit of that have a bit of sky? Any of these busts we saw? This one does. So if we use the bust of Valentine, that would raise us up. There you go. Vincent suggests percussion instruments that might be more sympathetic to a number of houses and names. Some are more likely than others. Vincent uncontroversially suggests drums of various materials as a sympathetic instrument for the Thunderskin and its ascendant, Dwendrazones? Drazenes? He proposes bells of bronze and iron for the Lionsmith and Colonel. He spends some time on the design of a bee rattle for the Malachite, but doesn't seem entirely confident of his findings. So this book has been read. It gives a memory of foresight. And we have this now lesson on bells and braziaries. We'll go ahead and get that read immediately. And we should make another shelf for this, a temporary shelf. So we want foresight. So this is forge lantern. Two forge, one lantern. Right? Yep. Okay. So I still have this Faust left over. We can go ahead and get another book read, I suppose. Or why don't we get our friend out again and use him to unlock some other people? Finished our manual labor. But we can always do more. Bells and braziaries. And it is Horamachistry and Ithistry. Can we upgrade it? No. It's not. I'm looking for somewhere to spend this lesson, but so far we've not yet found a good spot for it. But we can go ahead and just throw this onto our soul. So this would give me either a whist or a metal. Now a whist does not. A whist is lantern winter, and this is forge sky. Whereas a metal is forge. So they would have forge in common. I think we'll go with that. So another metal. No, go ahead and finish that. And Rector, can you introduce me to some of your friends? I guess not. Can you introduce me to some of these friends? There you go. Induced the kills to invite me for a fish supper. And we still have this one medal that we can use on reading a book. Mr. Kill pumps my hand. Just me and thee and the missus tonight. Oh, well, there's a client in the back, but if you don't bother, he won't bother thee. If thee don't bother, he won't bother thee. Memory of satisfaction. It was a good meal. Some appetites are easier to satisfy than others. That's very true. Another book, The Three and the Three, Karasham manuscript. A more recent version of a much older text. This book describes the operations of the Chancel and the Calyptra, two triads of the hours, with subtle, far-reaching powers and responsibilities. It's been heavily censored, but even so contains potent secrets. It will teach me Edicts Inviolable. And it needs 10 moon, which is a ways off, I would say. And that's all we can do today, I think. We have this, of course. Here, do one more round of manual labor. Keep our money flowing. Alright, and then we'll just wait for tomorrow morning. Alright, keep on doing manual labor. And what should we aim for today? We can try to get into here. Using our new friend, the Kills. Maybe see what the weather is first before planning too much. Can we open a book? So this is at 8 Lantern. Let's get our friend out. Let's get our friend out no matter what. We're going to want that. It's a sunny day. So 2 Lantern, 2 Sky. Let's see if we can take advantage of that somehow. So we can easily get our friend up to 4 Lantern, which will help us get into here. But I'd rather see if we can try to get this book opened with the 8 Lantern. Let's talk to him and see if we can get another memory. And so where are we if we try to open this? We would be at... our best skill is 3. So we can start making an Eigengrau if we wanted to. I like how just as soon as you meet the requirements, it immediately tells you what it is. I'll have to start recording like what they are, you know, what an Eigengrau is, what the feather is for. An Eigengrau, I believe, is a drink that... I'm not even sure what it gives you. But actually, we don't even need we don't need help. We can just use the tool, and that's enough. We're done. Go ahead, read the book. Okay. We can read this book too. And I'll go ahead and contemplate this. Alright, so this is the Carmine Petal, Unexpurgated, a project proposed by a Lionel of the Society of the Noble Endeavor, which, he claims, he succeeded in creating a sanctuary for a fugitive forge name, the Unexpurgated. Needs 18 forge! It's going to teach me disciplines of the hammer. But not for a long time. This is To a Pale Lady, a collection of Franklin Bancroft's letters to Eva de Wolf. Needs 8 moon. Teaches Pearl and Tide. So I'll just put this here for now also. Should we learn any more open books? No, I don't think so. I think we're caught up on our reading. No, there's still 2 more. Alright. So he taught me a memory of regret, which is not immediately helpful. And I was grabbing that in the hopes of being able to read another book. But I don't think there's anything that's immediately accessible. This one that's knock, is that... We don't have a knock memory yet though. This is 6 forge. So a metal is 2 forge. This is 1, so that'd be 3. And this is 2, so that'd be 5. Shopped is also 1. So we would have a backup. We could try doing that. Do we have a forge desk? No. So never mind. We won't do that yet. Let's see if we can open up another house. Another room. So we got our rector friend out here. We have some winter. And I have lantern, sky, forge, and knock. No, there's nothing. I can't get it that way. Not easily. But we can just go ahead and give this guy our Faust. And that will get him up to 4. And we can get in here. Of course, we could be using like all these food items that I haven't messed with yet. And I probably should at some point. De motu corporum vetitorum. The author rejoices in the name of Abelard Hubris, and the title might be translated as On the Forbidden Motions of Bodies, evidently a reference to Newton's De motu corporum, published some 20 years previously. Teaches oronoscopy. It requires a whole bunch of sky. This one is The Amalgam of the Red Rose, an account by Mistress Redflower of the alchemical operations favored by the House of Lancaster, also identified with the Sunset Road. These operations ultimately led to their victory in the War of the Roads, but are described as now debased. Teaches Meniscate Reflections. Needs 8 forge. Not too far off. Da, 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 da. So that's all the books read. We need to focus on opening up new ways now. So I have a shop left over. Can't do anything with that. I'm just going to leave it for now. We'll see what memories we get out of this. Or wait, no. Not out of that. Yeah, open this door. Freezing air, even tendrils of fog drift from the tower top. I should probably seek some help from someone who knows about the local traditions for dealing with restless spirits. Where do I have that book going? Right here. I guess we can go ahead and get our health restored. There we are. The offshoot favored by Wozni, the true sisterhood, followed Saint Respicius in pursuing ascension in the name of the door in the eye, the merciless hour of light. Saint Respicius failed, perhaps because the larger sisterhood tracked him down and ritually strangled him, but Wozni outlined steps for those who hope to succeed. Seek in dreams, seek the mantis. The third mark can be achieved only when one has passed the stag door. One must pass the wood. One must rise to the white door. The stag door awaits the light bearer in the sight of Jirbi. I think this must be a book from Cultist Simulator, because it's not really relevant to the current whereabouts or the current deal. More auroral contemplations, lessons, even more, and a memory of revelation. So that's a 2-lantern. And we'll find a shelf for it somewhere. Oh, I didn't even see I have some water here. Mist-kissed water. Let's put that there for now. And I'll use this shelf here. So this is the Revelation 2 lantern shelf. For now. I'm going to move everything centralized later. Okay. So we still have this shop. But let's see if we get like a book in here that we can read. Yeah. Generally reckoned the chilliest room in the house, the Long Tower was usually called the Winter Tower, until Julian Cosley, Magus Epistolar reputed Long, dwelt here briefly in the 17th century. Solomon Husher was the second known to sleep in the room. Evidently, they didn't mind the cold. We have some aisle water, some more candles. And 4 more books to read. We can go ahead and just get one of them started. Our health has been restored. Let's immediately spend it on doing manual labor. Alright, the operations of a certain finality, subtitled The Hammer's Sundering. The work of an anonymous adept who violently despised the invisible Serapeum, the library of the Watchman's Tree in Alexandria. Requires 8 winter. Teaches putrefactions and calcinations. And I think that's all we can do today. Except for doing another loop of this. Spend 2 to get a health back. Spend the health to get 6 pence. So it's slowly giving me more money over time. Ba-ba-da-dum. Which is good because we're going to start spending it, I think. So they would give me... I need a heart or a grail to open up the door. I have whist, so that would let me get Mr. Kill. He is winter and something. But he's at least 2 winter, I think. And winter will get me through the door if we refresh our whist. So I think that's the plan. Let's go ahead and we'll hire this dude. And he requires a shilling to have him help. Cloudy day. Moon moth. Not helpful. So he is 2 winter, 1 sky. And we need to restore our whist. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and have a chat with this man. He can make use of wood, but I don't want to waste wood on this, not this early. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start reading these books. Or cataloging them, I suppose I should say. He taught me a memory of impulse. It's one we haven't seen much yet. Give me another one. The Radical Measure, Manifesto for Experimental and Dangerous Sounding Invocatory Poetry. Invocatory Poetry. Written sometime in the 19th century by Dr. Aaron Peel. A notoriously inconsistent and incoherent text, apparently produced in a tearing hurry. Needs 10 rows. Will teach me more preliminary meter. This is on what is contained by silver. It needs 6 sky, which is simple. We can do that one. It's going to teach me glass blowing and vessel crafting. And the Fallen Cross, which is also 6 sky. In which Julian Cosley, Magus Immortal, occasional anarchist, argues that through the language the Carapace Cross decayed to seed the lives of our ancestors, which will teach me more oronoscopy. So, both of these we want to do. We can add a Faust. We would need to get another... Do we? I mean, what are we up to without that? So without a memory, we're at 4. Right? Because these are both 1. Yeah. So we need a 2. We need a 2 or at least a 1. We can get a 1 from this, I believe. Right? No. This one. That would give me 1 sky. And that would put us at 5 with the potential of getting 1 more point from another Faust. We'll try it. So let's go ahead and read this. Excuse me. Excuse me. He gave me a memory of intuition, which is Rose Moon. It's another one we haven't seen very much of. Our Trist has Moon also. Do we have a 4 Moon book? No, we have a 4 Knock book. Well, we haven't seen a Knock memory yet, though. I don't believe. I thought we had a 4 Rose book, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we'll leave that alone for now. There we go, we restored our whist. Let's talk to the coffin maker about it. That will raise him up to 4 winter. Keep on doing some manual labor, please. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I want to pull out the Rector again to maybe talk to him a bit. We could spend our shopped on it. It's free, kind of. So if we wanted to get down here and unlock this place, we would need Edge or Forge or Heart. Just any amount of it. Unfortunately, we don't have we don't have any memories that affect that. So we'll just wait for this to be finished and then deal with that. Alright, talk to the Rector. The coffin maker can now get me into the stairwell. And we got our Memory of Solace. So let's try to get that book open. One of the two. Memory, tool, and Faust. So that puts us at 5. And we'll see if we can get something that needs a 6th in 60 seconds. You gave me a memory of foresight, which is some forge. Was that what we needed for this guy? Forge? Yes. So if I talk to the rector about foresight, he'll then be able to introduce me to the blacksmith. Okay, let's keep watching this though. I don't want to miss this. Alright, so we get some opportunities to add a 5th. We can add a weather card, which is not going to help in this case. We can add a painting or wall art, and I know we've got this, so that's gonna be fine. And we can add a memory, which in this case is not going to be helpful. Okay, just gotta make sure we're doing that at the right time. Rector, please introduce me to the blacksmith. We opened this door, which has a plant in it, and some pedestals for different barons. So we know some of them. The 1, 2, and 3 is Hendrik, Thomas, and someone. Hendrik's right here. Did we have a Thomas? That's Walter. Looks like no. So we can at least put you in your right place, sir. We also have the 4th, which I don't have. Okay. Don't lose track. We do need to put the wall art in the slot when it's available. Weather will not help. A memory will not help. Wall art. So that brings us up to 6, and that will complete it. Okay, pull this out. Okay, Denzel is now available to us. He's a 4G edgy guy. So we can spend our Faust now because we're not going to need it for this book. Let's get another one of these cracked open. Do we have any more books to read? We don't. So how should we spend our Faust? What's the next room? So it needs 5 lantern or rose, 5 heart or scale, 4 forge, or sky or winter or heart. We want to go this way to get to the library. But that's not helping. How are we going to spend our Faust? We can go ahead and cook some tea. We've been kind of ignoring all these stuff. But we can go ahead and brew. Here's this book done. Pomander engages in a considerable and pedantic discussion about the particular mirror alloys that attract particular danger from particular entities. This is less useful, of course, in an era where most mirrors are silvered glass. The virgins/maidens of the mirror favor orchids. The behindlings favor the rhododendron. Cut flowers of either nature should not be placed before polished bronze. This seems like it might be useful information. I'm going to copy this, because this might be a key to a secret. Because I know we can get orchids and rhododendrons. There's like one of the plants that are available. So copy that, and let's put it here. Notes. So this is about flowers and mirrors. Okay. There we go. So this book is now read. It gave me a memory of pattern, which is a 2 knock, 1 forge. And glass blowing and vessel crafting. Perfect. So let's immediately begin learning that. And I want to get this pattern recorded somewhere. So we'll just make this the pattern shelf for now. A pattern is forge, knock. Two forge? No, it's 1 forge, 2 knock, right? Yeah. All right, and that would actually let us get into that level 4 knock book if I had a shop available. And I'm not going to do it tonight. We have brewed some tea. It has knock, lantern, edge. And it's a restorative. I can serve it by putting in glasses. It's also a beverage and a liquid itself. Glass blowing and vessel crafting. Oh, well, that gives me the 2 right there. I have it. I just need a soul piece. Any soul piece. Can we restore before dawn? I don't think so. I think we have to wait till tomorrow. But we don't need to go and get the... Oops. We don't need to go and get the pattern because we have enough just from glass blowing. So this is Hushery Ithistry. We only have one more option. That would give me a Faust, which does have Sky in common. Okay. So we have 4 Fausts now. So let's just look at that. So of our ones that are tuned to Faust, we've got these 2. Oh, could I have used... No, I still couldn't have used Aurora Contemplations. So this one is Ithistry. This one is Illumination. So I don't think we have access to either one of those yet. I believe that there is an Illumination one right here. So maybe we should aim for that. Okay. So we got things to do. We've got a 6 book to read. We've got a 4 book to read. And we have another room to open. Daybreak. So first of all, let's get... Oh, do we have anywhere we can read a knock book? No. So that's got... This has Sky. This has Forge. We can't put that there. We don't need to. We can do it in our inventory. I can just learn it right here. Oh, not that. Shopped in glass blowing. There we go. Don't even need a memory for it. Alright. So... I want to open this one if we can. It needs 5 lantern. So we can get... Our friend, the Rector, has 2 lantern. We can give him 2 more with a Faust. We need 1 more. We could get a memory. A revelation. Where do we keep that? This would do also. This bookshelf. Here, go ahead and do that. Okay, in the meantime, we also have this level 6 book that I'd like to get done. That would need... well, let's see what the weather is today. It's a sunny day, so we can take advantage of that. We could just use the... We just said to go get a lantern thing, but we can just use this as a sky thing. Which will make this actually a lot easier to open. So, sunny... sights and sensations... a Faust... and the astrolabe. That gives us 6, and the book requirement is 6. So, perfect. Okay, so what's going on? We haven't done anything here. Let's go ahead and start doing manual labor. Whoa. Season change. Gotcha. It's now summer. And they're requesting a event or a person to join us. I do need the rector to come and help us. So please chip in. And I might as well just talk to you once, get a free memory while we wait for other things to finish. Oh no, I need to get you a Faust so you can get to 4. All right. This is the one that gave me the foresight. We already read it. Do more labor. We have a person who has arrived, Mr. Zachary Wakefield. He looks like one of the detectives in the, yeah, he's part of the Suppression Bureau. He was one of the detectives. He is looking for, he understands Kiwasimi, but unfortunately I can't pay. I would love to be able to have him teach me. So the event is the affair of the messenger's casket. It wants Knock or Moon. In this case, you want Knock. So once I finish this book, we'll be able to give it to him and he'll be happy. I think. What language was this written in? It's just written in English, so. Okay, perfect. Here's the rector. We need to get him up 1 more, so we need to give him that memory foresight. That will get him up to 5 lantern. Which will let him open the next room. Okay, so this is traveling at night. I know that these were part of the, this is about the mantis. Elopoli describes how he came to make repeated visits to a dream wood via what he calls silver dreams. Trying to think your way to the wood is like thinking your way to being in love. But I did find a secret that helped. Alright. Memory of Impulse. And Edict's Liminal. As the lesson. I haven't committed this one yet, have I? I need to do that. Oh no, I did. Never mind. I was reading the wrong thing. Okay, Memory of Impulse, though. Let's find a shelf for that. Say this one. Impulse is 2 moth, 1 nectar. All right. And nothing else is really going on. This is about to finish. So speech is a wound. Silence is silver. There is no silver door, nor can there be, even in the moon's house. Okay? Without language, there can be no words. Without words, there can be no message. But only in silence can there be no air. And lo, even in that beginning, in that first of messages, an air. Thus did we enter the house. I don't know what that means. I guess maybe the idea is that trying to record history inevitably is going to corrupt it because there's no silence in attempting to record. I'm not sure. They're trying to say something. I wonder if it means you should do something when the music being played is silent. Like that would be kind of a meta thing. I would like that idea. Anyway, this taught me memory of regret and oronoscopy. So first of all, let's go ahead and start learning oronoscopy real quick. I need to do that for Edict's Liminal too. But we want to find a shelf for memory regret. A regret is a forge, a winter to winter. No regrets. All right. Restored our health. Go ahead and waste it away again. Alright, and now we want to give our friend, Mr. Wakefield, that book we just talked to you about the affair, of course. And then you said you want a book with a decent amount of knock. Where did we just put it? There. This is another time, that was the first time. I'm not sure I get it. But I think that's what he wants. I have lots of soul left. And it's midday. But we're going to open this and there's going to be books in there to read. So. Oronoscopy. Now again, we still haven't found a way to get this Auroral Contemplations lessons used up. Go ahead and get Edict's Liminal. And let's look on our soul tree. So we don't have any way to put this in. It's either going to be Horamakastri, so there, or Hashuri, which is here. We need to get this skill level 2. Isn't this perfect? Look how many bookshelves there are. We're going to use this as a as our storage area like I did the first time. There's also some Veiled Goddess Lapsang. We'll throw that away. Some paper, some ink, a candle, but let's get this cleared out first. I'm going to leave my personal journal right there. We get rid of the candles, we said. Alright, so this is... Visitors were usually permitted this far into the house and no further. In the days when the librarians commanded the services of the fine takers, visitors were sometimes even left unsupervised. And we have a shelf. The book wheel is a De Wolf heirloom, a gift to Eva De Wolf from her admirer, the adept Franklin Bancroft. The desk and lectern are much more recent. Steel plaques on both read, "To Gervinus Van Loren, in gratitude for his assistance in the closing of the winding stair. E. Abney Hastings, Nocturnal Secretary, 1928. Okay. And a lot more books to read. I guess we can start... let these finish first, just real quick. So another tree, another leaf. This is Knock Moth. And it can go in both of these places as either Nyctodromy or Scalexophy. Scalexophy. Scalexophy would give me an Areb, which I believe is Grail something? Grail Heart? Not what I want, I don't think. It's not very similar to Knock or Moth. What about this? This will give me a Fet. I think that's Mothy, so they'll have Moth in common. Yeah, Moth, Rose. Okay. And he gave me a Bronze Spintria for giving him a book that he approved of. Alright. Can we do anything with our new Fet? I know we've got some books that need Moth, or they need Rose. But do we have any low enough? I need to sort all this at some point, too. Nah, nothing low enough. Not right now. Let's just start tearing open these books. Oh, I should look to see what the next room is. So that needs 6 sky, or we want to go up, and that would need 4 sky, or 4 forge, or 4 winter. 4 winter is probably the easiest one of the bunch. In fact, we could already do one if we... Let's see, do we have enough time? I don't think we have enough time before the end of the day. If I already had a whist, I would do it, but I don't. Did I just spend my whist? I did. So we could have done that. I was just bad. My bad. That's fine. Like I said, there's no real time limits, no time constraints. There's no rush to get anything done. I guess I can do another round with the health. Alright. So this is in Latin. It's 4 Grail. The Orchid Transfigurations. It should be easy. I don't think I have any Grail in my soul, though. So, though it should be easy, it's not going to be. Not yet, at least. Snare of the Tree, collected proverbs of Aunt Mopsy. Once in the wood we call a visit, twice in the wood we call a journey, thrice we call coming home. It teaches Applebright Euphonies. It needs 8 Grail, another Grail book that we can't open. And this one. Glimmerings, 10 Forge. Teaches Sights and Sensations, which we already have. At one point, when I first began the game, I thought you had to match up the lesson to the exact skill. Like this lesson could only increase Auroral Contemplations. But no, you just have to match up the at least one of the aspects. Anyway, this is a 10 Forge, which is off a ways. And this is The Locksmith's Dream in Cursus, the 5th and final volume of Teresa Galmier's notorious work, which began as an examination of parallels in the mystic dreams of artisans, but became an account of her own occult journey. This volume was apparently never published, nor allegedly even written, yet here it is. 6 Lantern, that should be easy. It's going to teach me Glacier, which we already have, but that's fine. 6 Lantern. So that's going to be a book that we should try to get to soon enough. Let's go ahead and learn one more. Where can I get a Fet? I can just read it in my inventory. Okay, I'm going to put the Grail books down. Locksmith's Dream we should be able to get pretty quick tomorrow. The Republic of Teeth, an eccentric political tract by Valentine de Wolf, needs 6 scale. Haven't seen much scale in the world. So again, another book that should be easy, but probably won't be. Not for a while, at least. We'll wait for tomorrow. Da da, dee da. What's our weather? It's a sunny day. So lantern sky. We do have a lantern book, but I don't think we even need that. We should be able to make do without it. Can we get into another room? What's the special hire this season? So... That's not what I want. I want a smaller version of this. I guess I can't get it. That's too high. I want a half shilling. I don't know what that's called. Okay, well, we can't do that now. So let's... We'll need to break our money a little bit. I'm trying to think of how to get into one of these rooms and whether it's worth doing. So we have that winter right there. That would go up a stairs. I think that's going to be easier than getting 6 sky. I kind of want to go down this way. So that would be 4 edge. We have 1 edge from metal. I believe Denzel comes of 2 edge. We would need a memory with 1 edge. I don't think we have one. I don't think that was one of the ones we've seen. No. Okay. Do I have 2 regrets? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's do the 4 winter then to get into this next stairwell. So we can get 2 winter from our shop. I'm sorry, from our whist. We can also get 2 winter from this memory. Save that spot. Do it in our inventory. Okay. And can we get this locksmith's dream going? Using the sunny? We don't even need to use the sunny. Let's just use the mirror scope. That will do it. Like, we're not... Using the weather of sky would not be too terrible to get. So, our rector comes with 1 sky. A Foss would give him 2. Sunny would give him 2 more. And that's it. I don't think there's anything else. I could give him a tool. That put him a 5. But I don't think there's a... Is there a sky drink or something? Yeah. The Veiled Goddess Lopsang would do it. Okay. Let's plan on doing that then. We'll get our rector friend. We'll use a shop to get him out. Here, do labor. Make money. So our friend, we can give him... Oh, he doesn't come with one. He comes... Ooh, he comes with a knock. I forgot. Um... It was Mr. What's his name that came with, Yeah, that's annoying. Well, I'm gonna do him anyway, because I want to get him out. Let's talk to the rector just to see if we get a memory. Alright, yeah, you come with one sky. But I was gonna use you for your winter anyway. But should I use sky instead? I mean, just take advantage of it. Let me just work it out again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 with the drink, and 6 with the tool. So we can do it. Let's plan on doing it. Let's do. We're gonna have him do the sky, not the winter. And we got a random sky memory too, but it doesn't matter. We're not using that. So I'm gonna give you the tool. This book is giving me the winter, which I don't need anymore. But that's okay. Technically, I suppose I could use the rector to open the winter door. If we have enough talking to time. I'm not sure we do. But let's pretend we do and we'll find out. So refresh our whist. Alright, so now he's at 2. Let's talk about the weather. In the meantime, what else can I be doing to be productive? We can go ahead and start reading a few more books. Alright, so this is done. The law goes back all the way to stone. The keys cannot be held or owned. This had, I believe, the unexpected consequence that those outside of the law may hold and own them. But even then, they cannot keep them. Of course, a key is no more physical than a spirit, but a spirit may be housed in a body, and I have touched a key with my own hands. Okay. So the Gaians hold the keys. I thought that the Gaians only old and powerful transgressors of the crime of the sky. But I began to understand that the crime of the sky is more even than it seems, and why a twin who unite what is not to be divided might accept a Legaean as her name. Probably it should be who unites. A rare spelling error or grammar error. I don't know. So a lesson, and this is a confounding parable, which is a 2-sky memory. So we won't be reliant on the weather. And I'm going to go ahead and make this shelf the confounding parable shelf, which is 2 moon, 2 rose, 2 sky. 2 confounding. 2 moon, 2 rose, 2 sky. Okay. And can we make anything happen with this lesson? So it's a sky lesson, lantern lesson. So we could raise our Oronoscopy up with it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, in the meantime, though, let's deal with our coffin maker. So our coffin maker needs more sky. We were going to give him... We've already given him a tool. We need to give him a Faust now. So that's 5 sky. We need 6, right? Yep. The Carmine Petal Revised is a 12 forge, which I can't deal with at the moment. So I'm just going to drop it. Here. The Horus Book 1 is a 4 nectar. 4 nectar. So we could get 1 from health. I think we have impulse, which is 2. But then we're stuck. We can't get a 4th. We could try doing it and see if we can add something. But we don't even have our health available right now. Maybe it's tomorrow's thing. Okay, so I was going to raise Oronoscopy using this lesson, using a Faust, and the Confounding. Or I can use the Solace. Restored our Whist. Alright, and now you're up to 5. We need to give you 1 more. You need to have a bit of tea. Oronoscopy is now level 2, so we can get it committed to our chart. So it can be either up here or over there. It is Moon Sky. This will give me a Fet, which is Rose Moth, so probably not that one. This will give me a Trist, which is Moon Moth. So they have moon in common. I'll go with that. Okay. Let's read a few more books. I'm keeping the Whist in case I have time. I don't think I'm going to, but we'll try. So we're just reading a random book. Alright, our coffin maker is done. You can open the next way. So our rector, we were going to give him our Whist to raise him up to 2 winter. Hey, we have time. Nice. It's just before dusk, so he's willing to talk to us still. And then we'll give him the Confounding. No, I'm wrong. The Regret. That will raise him up to 4. And we have this, The Wounds, a history of 100 wars, sewn into a design of metallic threads that pursues itself across every page. Written in Kiyoshimi. It also has, it's going to teach me about scars. But we don't have 18 Edge, we don't have Kiyoshimi. That's going to wait a while. Spend a Fet on that. And can we get a medal on that random book? Okay, we opened this. The Mazarine Room, Kitty's pride and the house's joy. Kitty Mazarine was better known for her vocal compositions, but she was a versatile musician, and on winter evenings she'd invite visitors and villagers alike to her recitals. And this is her, Kitty Mazarine. And now we have a birdsong evolution area. Another birdsong, just taking different aspects. A preservation evolution. And just a Sky Rose music instrument. Okay. So our Rector is now for winter, so we can get us in the other stairwell. Yeah, we're too far from that. And we have read this book, The Bancroft Diaries. Lord Franklin Bancroft was initiated into the arts of the flower maker by the Rose Witch Fiona Ayrshire. He rose to become a society provider of occult services and secret pleasures before his abrupt disappearance in 1790. It's 4 lantern. That's easy. It's gonna teach me pyroglyphics. We can do that just tomorrow, right away. This one is a scroll in Grail, written in Sanskrit. The Thirsting Tantra. It's going to teach me about orchids and narcotics. Eventually. Okay. Another area. So we can probably do some of these. So we have 7th Baroness, 1st Librarian, 6th Baron, 2nd Librarian, 3rd Librarian. So we know Ava is the Baroness, and Solomon Husher was the 3rd. So this is Solomon Husher, 3rd Librarian. And that's not you. Do I not have her bust? I guess not. I don't have Eva's face yet. Okay, well, we know where to put it when we get it. Cloudy day. Okay, I think I'm going to actually stop here for now. We did a couple hours. That was a good start, I think. I like this game. I always try... Okay, my inclination is to get super serious with it, you know, and be very careful about resource management and all that. And I have to continually tell myself to relax. Because time doesn't matter. Everything you fail to do today, you can do tomorrow. We don't need to have multiple schemes running at once. We can just, you know, do them linearly, one after another. As long as you're spending your soul each day, you're good. But, yeah. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time.